Why trusting Allah will change your life. An Islamic perspective. In Islam, one of the most powerful acts of faith is tawakkul, trust and reliance upon Allah. It is not simply sitting back and doing nothing, but rather combining effort with faith, doing your best while believing that Allah will take care of the results in the best possible way. Trusting Allah can completely change the way a person lives, feels, and faces challenges. 1. What is tawakkul? Definition. Tawakkul means putting full reliance upon Allah after making necessary efforts. The Quran says, "And put your trust in Allah, and sufficient is Allah as a disposer of affairs." Surah Al-Ahzab 33:3. This shows that no matter how uncertain life looks, the believer finds security in knowing Allah controls everything. 2. How trusting Allah changes your life. Cherry Blossom A removes fear and anxiety. When you believe Allah is in control of everything, your provision, your health, your success, your future, you stop fearing people or circumstances. The Prophet said, "If you put your trust in Allah in the right way, He would provide for you as He provides for the birds. They go out in the morning with empty stomachs and return full in the evening." Tirmidhi. This hadith shows that effort is necessary, but the heart must rely on Allah, not on wealth, jobs, or people. Cherry Blossom B gives you inner peace. Life is full of difficulties, loss, sickness, betrayal, or failure. Trusting Allah gives you the ability to say, "Qadarallahu wa ma sha'a fa'al." Allah has decreed, and He does what He wills. This surrender brings peace because you no longer fight destiny. You accept it with patience, sabr, and reliance. Tawakkul. Cherry Blossom C increases productivity and courage. A person with tawakkul is not paralyzed by fear of failure. They act courageously, knowing the outcome is in Allah's hands. This mindset turns obstacles into opportunities. Cherry Blossom D strengthens relationship with Allah. Every dua prayer you make, every hardship you face, and every risk you take, if done with trust in Allah, deepens your bond with Him. Tawakkul is a sign of true faith. Allah says, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Surah At-Talaq 65:3. 3. Practical ways to develop tawakkul. 1. Do your best in every situation. Work hard, plan well, but don't obsess over results. 2. Make dua constantly. Ask Allah for guidance and success. 3. Accept qadr, divine decree. Whether things go good or bad, remember it is part of Allah's wisdom. 4. Read Quran and Hadith on tawakkul. They strengthen the heart. 5. Remember past blessings. Think of how Allah has always taken care of you before. 4. Real-life impact of tawakkul. Less stress. You stop worrying about the unseen. More gratitude. You appreciate what Allah gives you. Stronger patience. You can endure tests with a calm heart. Spiritual growth. You grow closer to Allah because you depend on Him, not the world. 5. Tawakkul and the balance between effort and faith. Some people misunderstand tawakkul and think it means doing nothing and waiting for miracles. But Islam teaches balance. You make effort, asbab. You rely on Allah for results. Small blue diamond example. The Prophet once saw a man leaving his camel untied. He asked, "Why don't you tie it?" The man replied, "I put my trust in Allah." The Prophet said, "Tie your camel and put your trust in Allah." Tirmidhi. This shows true tawakkul means using the means Allah gave you, while your heart relies only on Him. 6. Trusting Allah in times of hardship. Life is full of ups and downs. The Quran reminds us, "And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and a loss of wealth and lives and fruits. But give good tidings to the patient, who, when disaster strikes them, say, 'Indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return.'" Surah Al-Baqarah 2:155-156. When calamities hit, tawakkul teaches you not to panic, not to lose hope, to see hardship as a test and an opportunity for spiritual growth. 7. Benefits of Tawakkul in daily life. A. In your rizq, provision. You don't obsess over money or wealth. You work, but your heart is calm, knowing rizq is written by Allah. B. In relationships. You don't cling to people for validation or security. You love people, but your trust remains with Allah. C. In making decisions. You do istikhara, prayer of guidance. You make a choice and then trust Allah with the outcome. D. In facing enemies or challenges. The Prophet and his companions relied on Allah in battles, even when outnumbered. Trust in Allah gives courage to face opposition. 8. Examples of tawakkul from the Quran and Sunnah. Sparkles Prophet Ibrahim a.s. When thrown into the fire, he said, Allah is sufficient for me, and He is the best disposer of affairs. And Allah made the fire cool and safe. Sparkles Maryam, Mary, mother of Isa. When in labor, Allah told her to shake the trunk of the palm tree and dates would fall. Surah Maryam 19:25. She did her part even though she was weak, and Allah provided. Sparkles Prophet Muhammad. In the cave of Thor, when Abu Bakr was afraid, the Prophet reassured him, "Do not grieve. Indeed Allah is with us." Surah At-Tawbah 9:40. Spiritual depth of Tawakkul. Tawakkul is not just about surviving life's problems. It is about trusting Allah's wisdom more than your own understanding. Believing unseen outcomes are better than what you desire. Freeing your heart from slavery to dunya, worldly matters. The higher your tawakkul, the more peace and closeness you feel to Allah. 10. How tawakkul changes your mindset. Without tawakkul, you live in constant worry. What if I fail? What if I lose? What if people betray me? With tawakkul you say, whatever happens is by Allah's will. I will try my best, and the rest is in His hands. This change brings emotional freedom, less stress, stronger faith, positive outlook on life. 11. Levels of tawakkul. Scholars mention that tawakkul has different levels. 1. Basic reliance, trusting Allah in matters you cannot control, like weather, life, death, health. 2. Effort with reliance, you work for your rizq, job, studies, marriage, but your heart relies on Allah, not the means. 3. Complete surrender at the highest level. The believer becomes fully content with Allah's plan, whether it looks good or bad from a worldly view. 12. Trust in Allah and emotional healing. Many people today struggle with anxiety about the future, depression from past regrets, fear of losing wealth, health, or loved ones. Sparkles Tawakkul is a cure. When you trust Allah, you stop being chained to what-ifs. You remind yourself, whatever Allah chooses for me is better for me than what I choose for myself. This heals the heart from constant worry. 13. Trusting Allah in provision, rizq. The Prophet said, no soul will die until it has received its full provision, even if it is slow in coming. So fear Allah and seek provision in a good way. Do not take it by the disobedience of Allah, for what is with Allah can only be attained by obeying Him. Ibn Majah, Hassan. This hadith teaches, rizq is already written. We must work honestly and lawfully. If you trust Allah, you will never degrade yourself by begging or earning through haram ways. 14. Trusting Allah in marriage and family life. Many people fear not finding the right spouse. Tawakkul means you try, through dua, effort, family help, but believe the one Allah chooses is best. In marriage, trials will come. Tawakkul allows you to be patient, forgiving, and hopeful, knowing Allah will reward you. Parents with tawakkul raise their children with reliance on Allah, not only on their own plans. 15. Trusting Allah in difficult decisions. The Prophet taught Salat al-Istikhara, prayer for guidance. When you face a big decision, career, marriage, travel, you pray istikhara, then proceed with what Allah makes easy. Tawakkul prevents regret. Even if things don't turn out as you hoped, you know Allah chose what was better. 15. trusting Allah in difficult decisions. The Prophet taught Salat al-Istikhara, prayer for guidance. When you face a big decision, career, marriage, travel, you pray istikhara, then proceed with what Allah makes easy. Tawakkul prevents regret. Even if things don't turn out as you hoped, you know Allah chose what was better. 16. Trusting Allah in calamities. When you lose something, money, job, health, loved one, your heart naturally feels pain. But tawakkul transforms the pain into patience. Allah says, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Indeed, Allah will accomplish His purpose." Allah has already set for everything a decreed extent. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. This means, every trial has a limit, every hardship has a reason, every loss is followed by hidden blessings. 17. The sweetness of tawakkul. True tawakkul gives you a sweetness in life. You walk lightly on earth, your heart is free. You face life storms with a calm smile. You no longer depend on people's approval, only Allah's. You taste true freedom because the heart that trusts Allah is never a slave to dunya. 18. Signs that you truly trust Allah. 1. You don't panic when plans fail. 2. You don't envy others because you know Allah's rizq is distributed with wisdom. 3. You pray istikhara before decisions. 4. You continue making dua even if answers are delayed. 5. You feel peace after doing your part, leaving the rest to Allah. 19. The reward of tawakkul. The Prophet said that 70,000 people will enter Jannah without reckoning, and one of their qualities is tawakkul. They never relied on charms or superstitions, only Allah. Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. This shows that trusting Allah is not only life-changing in dunya, but also a key to Jannah. 20. Practical daily exercises for tawakkul. Morning and evening duas. Recite Hasbi Allahu la ilaha illa huwa, alayhi tawakkaltu wa huwa rabbil arshil azim 7 times. Builds reliance. Dua before sleep. Allahumma bismika amutu wa haya, O Allah. In your name I die and live. Train your heart. Whenever something worries you, immediately say tawakkaltu, Allah, Allah, I rely upon Allah. Gratitude journaling. Write daily blessings to remind yourself of how Allah never abandoned you. 21. The foundation of tawakkul. Knowing Allah marifa. You cannot truly trust someone until you know them. Similarly, real tawakkul only comes when you know Allah's names and attributes. Al-Razaq, the provider, He guarantees your provision. Al-Hafid, the protector, He guards you from harm. Al-Wakil, the disposer of affairs, He arranges all matters perfectly. Al-Hakim, the all-wise, His decisions carry perfect wisdom. Al-Latif, the subtle, gentle, He provides in ways you don't expect. When your heart understands these names, trusting Allah becomes natural and easy. 22. Tawakkul versus tawakkul. It's important to distinguish. Tawakkul, true reliance using effort plus putting trust in Allah. Tawakkul, false reliance neglecting effort and claiming Allah will provide. Small blue diamond example. A student who studies hard, prays for success, then leaves the result to Allah tawakkul. A student who doesn't study but says, I trust Allah, tawakkul, self-deception. 23. Trusting Allah in health and illness. Medicine, doctors, and hospitals are all means, but the cure is only from Allah. Prophet Ibrahim, A.S., declared, and when I am ill, it is He who cures me. Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:80. Tawakkul in illness means, you take medicine, you pray for shifa, you accept the outcome with patience. This gives strength even in suffering. 24. Trusting Allah in times of weakness. Life often pushes us to our limits. Financial crisis, broken families, loneliness, injustice. At such moments, some people collapse in despair. Others turn to people begging for help. But the believer turns to Allah with full reliance. Allah says, whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out, and provide for him from where he does not expect. and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:2-3. This ayah is a life-saving rope. Holding on to it gives hope in the darkest moments. 25. The psychological benefits of tawakkul. Modern psychology talks about stress management and letting go. Islam gave us tawakkul centuries ago. Reduces stress, you no longer carry the burden of control. Improves sleep, you rest knowing Allah is taking care of tomorrow. Builds resilience, you bounce back quickly from setbacks. Creates gratitude, you see blessings in every situation. Strengthens focus, instead of worrying about the unseen, you focus on present action. 26. Stories of tawakkul in Islamic history. The migration hijra of the Prophet. Surrounded by enemies, hidden in the cave, Abu Bakr, R.A., feared for their lives. The Prophet reassured him, "Do not grieve, indeed Allah is with us." Quran 9:40. That moment shows tawakkul, surrounded by danger, yet full of calm reliance on Allah. Musa as at the sea. Trapped between Pharaoh's army and the Red Sea, people panicked. Musa as declared, "Indeed, my Lord is with me. He will guide me." Quran 26:62. And Allah split the sea. Both stories show, when you trust Allah, He opens doors from the impossible. 27. Tawakkul as a shield against shaitan. Shaitan whispers, "You will fail. You will be poor. People will abandon you." But Allah says, "Indeed, he, shaitan, has no authority over those who believe and rely upon their Lord." Surah An-Nahl 16 hours 99 minutes. Tawakkul protects you from fear-driven decisions and sinful shortcuts. 28. Daily life examples of tawakkul. Businessman. Invests honestly, avoids haram, trusts Allah for profit. Student. Studies with effort, prays, accepts result without despair. Mother. Raises children with love and dua, trusting Allah for their future. Worker abroad. Faces uncertainty, but trusts Allah will protect family and provide barakah. 29. Steps to strengthen your tawakkul. 1. Increase your knowledge of Allah, study His names. 2. Read Quran with reflection, notice how Allah always saves the believers. 3. Make tawakkul do His example. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel, Allah is enough for us, and He is the best disposer of affairs. 4. Practice gratitude daily, remind yourself of how Allah helped you before. 5. Control your heart, depend on effort but detach your heart from the outcome. 30. The ultimate reward of tawakkul. Trusting Allah is not only about dunya, it is a ticket to akhirah. The Prophet said, 70,000 of my ummah will enter paradise without reckoning. They are those who did not seek cauterization, nor believe in omens, but put their trust in Allah. Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. This shows, tawakkul is one of the highest forms of faith, and Allah rewards it with Jannah. 31. The heart's journey with tawakkul. The human heart is restless by nature. We constantly worry about tomorrow, regret yesterday, fear losing what we love. Sparkle's tawakkul is the medicine. When the heart truly relies on Allah, it becomes calm. The Prophet said, if you put your trust in Allah in the right way, He would provide for you as He provides for the birds. They go out hungry in the morning and return full in the evening. Tirmidhi. Notice, the birds fly out and make effort, but their hearts rely on Allah for the result. 32. Why tawakkul is freedom. People without tawakkul become slaves to money bag, people's opinions, busts in silhouette, jobs necktie, status bar chart. But a person with tawakkul is truly free. He works, earns, and loves, but his heart is tied only to Allah. If people betray him, he says, Allah is enough for me. If wealth disappears, he says, the provider is still with me. 33. Tawakkul and rizq, a hidden secret. Many people think working more equals more wealth. But the Prophet taught, if you rely on Allah properly, He will provide for you as He provides for the birds. This means, rizq is written, your effort is rewarded, but barakah, blessing, comes only from Allah. Some people earn millions but live in stress. Others earn little but live in peace. This is the barakah of tawakkul. 34. Tawakkul and the qadr of Allah. Trusting Allah means accepting what you get, what you lose, what never reaches you. The Prophet said, "Know that what missed you was never meant to hit you, and what hit you was never meant to miss you. And know that victory comes with patience, relief with affliction, and ease with hardship." Ibn Abbas, Hadith Hassan. 35. How tawakkul makes you brave. Look at the Sahaba Ra. They faced armies bigger than them. They faced hunger and poverty. Yet they moved with courage. Why? Because their hearts said, Allah is with us. If we die, it's shahada. If we live, it's victory. A person who trusts Allah never fears loss, because Allah never lets him truly lose. 36. The spiritual taste of tawakkul. Scholars say, patience, sabr, is bitter in the beginning, sweet in the end. Tawakkul is sweet from the beginning, because the moment you rely on Allah, your heart feels a special sweetness. You feel light, you feel safe, you feel loved by Allah. It's like a child holding his mother's hand. He doesn't fear the crowd, because he trusts she will guide him. 37. Signs of weak tawakkul. To test ourselves, we can ask, do I panic when plans fail? Do I lie or cheat to secure my rizq? Do I depend more on people than on Allah? Do I complain constantly about life? If yes, then tawakkul is weak. Strengthening it requires knowledge, dua, and practice. 38. How the Quran trains us in tawakkul. Surah Al-Fatiha. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. 1:5. Daily reminder of reliance. Surah Al-Imran. If Allah helps you, none can overcome you. But if He forsakes you, who is there that can help you? 3:160. Surah At-Talaq. And whoever relies on Allah, He is sufficient for him. 65:3. Every page of Quran calls us to reliance and trust. 39. The fruits of tawakkul in dunya. 1. Peace of mind, no more sleepless nights over what if. 2. Contentment, you accept what you have. 3. Courage, you take risks in halal ways without fear. 4. Patience, you endure trials without breaking. 5. Optimism, you see light even in dark situations. 40. The fruits of tawakkul in Akira. Special status. 70,000 will enter Jannah without reckoning, because they had tawakkul. Allah will shade them on the day of judgment. Their book of deeds will be light, because their hearts were pure of shirk and reliance on others. 41. Practical tips to live by tawakkul daily. Say Bismillah, Tawakkaltu ala Allah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Every morning when leaving home, angels protect you. Hadith in Abu Dawud. When feeling fear, say, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for us. He is the best disposer of affairs. Pray Salat al-Istikhara before major decisions. Train yourself. After making effort, stop overthinking the result. Remember past blessings. Allah never abandoned you before. Why would He now? 42. Tawakkul, the door to true happiness. Everyone is searching for happiness. Some look in wealth. Some look in fame. Some look in relationships. But the heart remains empty until it trusts Allah. That trust fills the void and brings peace no dunya can give. 43. Tawakkul as the essence of faith. Islam teaches that tawakkul is not optional. It is essential to Iman, faith. A believer cannot truly call themselves faithful unless they rely on Allah in their heart. Tawakkul distinguishes a believer from someone who only works for dunya, worldly gain, and fears everything else. The Quran says, those who have believed and relied upon their Lord. Surah Al-Mulk 67:15. This verse links belief directly with reliance, showing that trusting Allah is the heartbeat of faith. 44. Tawakkul transforms fear into courage. Life constantly challenges us. Fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of the unknown. But Tawakkul turns fear into courage. You try your best. You leave the rest to Allah. You face challenges with a calm heart. Small blue diamond example. Prophet Muhammad faced enemies plotting to kill him multiple times. Yet, with Tawakkul, he walked into dangerous situations, fully trusting Allah's protection. 45. Tawakkul and contentment, Qana'ah. The heart of Tawakkul is contentment. You may not get everything you desire, but you accept what Allah gives as the best. Contentment prevents jealousy, stress, and despair. The Prophet said, "Richness is not having many possessions, but richness is the richness of the soul, contentment." Sahih Muslim. Trusting Allah teaches the heart to be rich without relying on material wealth. 46. Tawakkul and patience, Sabr. Tawakkul and Sabr are inseparable. When trials hit, you don't panic. You endure with patience because your heart relies on Allah. The Quran says, "Indeed, Allah is with the patient." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:153. Every act of patience grows your tawakkul, and every reliance on Allah strengthens your patience. 47. Tawakkul in decision-making. Use the istikhara, prayer of guidance, for major decisions. Plan and act, but leave the outcome to Allah. Don't overthink results or blame yourself if things don't go as hoped. Small blue diamond example. A person seeking a job applies sincerely, prays the istikhara, and then trusts Allah. If he gets the job, he thanks Allah. If not, he trusts Allah's plan is better. 48. Tawakkul in daily life. 1. Morning and evening remembrance. Start the day trusting Allah, end the day with gratitude. 2. Financial matters. Work hard, earn lawfully, and trust Allah for provision. 3. Family and marriage. Raise children and maintain family relationships while relying on Allah for outcomes. 4. Health and well-being. Take care of your body and mind while trusting Allah for healing. 49. Historical examples of Tawakkul. Sparkles Prophet Musa a.s. Trapped between Pharaoh's army and the sea, he trusted Allah. The sea split, showing that reliance can create miracles. Sparkles Prophet Ibrahim a.s. Faced the fire but said, "Allah is sufficient for me." Allah protected him, demonstrating that faith combined with trust saves lives. Sparkles Sahaba R.A. They migrated to Medina, fought battles, and faced hunger, yet their hearts were fearless because of Tawakkul. 50. Psychological impact of Tawakkul. Modern psychology confirms, letting go of control reduces anxiety. Trusting in a higher power increases resilience. Gratitude and reliance improve emotional health. Tawakkul combines these principles spiritually, offering mental peace that therapy alone cannot provide. 51. Common mistakes in Tawakkul. 1. Neglecting effort, claiming trust in Allah but doing nothing. 2. Overdependence on means, forgetting that Allah is the ultimate controller. 3. Impatience, losing hope when results are delayed. 4. Comparing with others, thinking you lack because others have more. True Tawakkul balances action, patience, and reliance. 52. Steps to strengthen Tawakkul. 1. Learn Allah's names and attributes. 2. Pray daily du'as for reliance. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. 3. Reflect on past blessings. 4. Avoid overthinking outcomes. 5. Trust Allah in small and big matters. 6. Practice gratitude, shukr. 53. The ultimate reward. Peace of mind in dunya, barakah in rizq, courage to face life's challenges, Jannah in Akhirah, and whoever relies upon Allah, He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. The believer who truly trusts Allah walks in this world with lightness of heart, fearlessness, and certainty. knowing that Allah's plan is perfect. 54. Tawakkul as the core of Iman. Tawakkul is more than hope or optimism. It is the reliance of a believer on the one who controls all matters. Without tawakkul, faith is incomplete. The heart will be restless, always searching for security in people, money, or status. And whoever relies upon Allah, He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. This verse is repeated in the Quran to remind believers, ultimate security comes only from Allah. 55. Tawakkul in the heart of trials. Life will inevitably bring loss of loved ones, financial hardship, illness, betrayal. Sparkles. A person with tawakkul does not despair. Instead, they pray, they seek remedies, they submit to Allah's decree. The Prophet said, "Never does a believer suffer any harm but that Allah forgives him some of his sins." Sahih Muslim. This shows relying on Allah transforms trials into spiritual purification. 56. The balance between effort and reliance. Effort, asbab, is your responsibility, working, planning, studying. Reliance is your heart's surrender, trusting Allah for results. Small blue diamond example from the Prophet. When a companion left his camel untied, claiming trust in Allah, the Prophet said, "Tie your camel and rely on Allah." Tirmidhi. Lesson. True tawakkul never ignores practical steps. It combines effort with faith.